Hey guys, happy Memorial Day. Welcome to this very special edition of El Boss Live. I hope that you're having a great day, probably outside at the beach with a drink. Lluvia, my producer, where is my margarita? Oh, she's asking where's hers. Well, as you can see, I'm here by myself because Christian took the day off. He's probably having a blast, but don't worry, because we are going to have our very own little party here at El Boss. We're going to be talking about the top 5 most entertaining celebrity feuds. As you know, celebrities with all the fame and the paparazzis, it messes up with their heads for our own entertainment. So let's start off with our number 5 most entertaining celebrity feud, and that is Amber Rose versus Khloé Kardashian. And it all started when Amber was giving an interview and she said that Kylie Jenner, one of the youngest of the Kardashian clan, was a baby that needed to go to bed at 7 p.m. Well, Khloé didn't take these comments for granted and she had to give a response on the internet. And this is what she tweeted. She said, "I was a stripper since I was 15 years old," Amber Rose told Fox. "Please don't worry about my sister who has a career and her bleep." She has her bleep together. That's what Khloé responded. "Please stop talking about us on interviews, mama. None of us talk about you." Which is interesting because then Khloé went on to say how every time all of the Kardashians get asked about other celebrities and they don't really answer, they take the high road, and that they don't really talk about people that they don't know. So, ouch! Khloé was saying that she doesn't know Amber Rose, which was a little dig by itself. But again, Khloé was keeping everything. I want to say that she was giving a response, but she was sort of keeping it classy, not taking it to the next level. But wait just a moment, because the one that really took it to the next level, that was Amber Rose, when she said, "I'm happy you brought up the fact that I was a stripper at 15. Till here, we're good. But wait, I'll be that little whore to support my family like your older sister is a whore to support hers. We're even." And then she sends a kiss. Like that kiss will solve everything. You're just telling her that her sister is a whore. Right. Khloé responds, "My point was proven. She can't even wait 10 minutes before mentioning one of our names, SMH," which means shaking my head. Lluvia is the one that's always helping me with the little letters. So shaking my head, that's what they responded. Woof! I mean, in 10 minutes, it all went from just a little, "Please stop mentioning my names," to "You're a whore, I'm a stripper." These celebrities, it's so funny how things, right off the bat, they go to the next level. I don't know if we have another of these tweets, or should we move on to the next one? Number 4, this is another one that's entertaining. This is Calvin Harris versus Taylor Swift. They are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together, although it would be really interesting if they did. Can you imagine the song? "We actually got back together"? I would listen to that. Well, as you know, they were publicly dating for a while, taking pictures, posting Instagram with their vacations and everything, until they split up. And then it all started to become a little bit more complicated because Calvin dropped out a song with Rihanna, "This Is What We Came For." And then People magazine tweeted a story where they were saying that Taylor was involved in that hit. There you see it. So Calvin responded, and she sings on it a little bit too, with a smiley face. Amazing lyric writer, and she smashed it as usual. But then he went on to say, "I'm hurtful to this point that she and her team would go so far out of their way to try and make me look bad at this stage. I figure if you're happy with your new relationship, you should focus on that instead of trying to tear your ex-boyfriend down for something to do." Interesting. I feel like Calvin was just feeling a little bit on the downside because of all the pictures that Taylor was posting with her new BF at the time, Tom Hiddleston. But hey, Calvin, that didn't last long. So you should know by now that Taylor gets her inspiration by dating a lot of guys. And so, unfortunately, you were just one of the most public ones of them all. Then Oh, there we have that tweet again. And it's interesting because if you go down, if you read the one on the bottom, he says, I wrote the music, produced the song, arranged it, and cut the vocals though. And initially she wanted to keep it a secret, hence the pseudonym. So I feel like when he is trying to just clarify all of his involvement, that means that he is a little hurtful. Boo-hoo. Calvin, come on, you have a great career. You can have any girl you want. So let's just, celebrities, please move on. It's just funny for us to see how they solve all of their problems on the internet. And remember, guys, that you can comment on all of these stories. You can tell us which one of these feuds is your favorite or the one that has made you laugh the most. Number 3, let's move on because we have another one to talk about, and this is Kim Kardashian versus Taylor Swift. I'm sensing a little pattern here because we have the Kardashians and Taylor in all of these feuds. Let me give you some context though, because I don't know if you remember that Kanye West, who is obviously Kim's husband, dropped out a song where the song was infamously called Famous, where he called Taylor, he said that he had made that bitch famous. And obviously Taylor complained, saying, you know what, she wasn't happy about being called a bitch. But then Kanye and Kim said, hey, wait a moment. You already knew that this song was coming out and that it had that lyric. And Kim even posted on Snapchat a portion of the conversation where supposedly Kanye called Taylor and told her, listen, I have this song. It will say that I made you famous, blah, blah, blah. Do you agree? And she said yes. But then Taylor posted a huge Instagram message where she was saying, you know what, yeah, you did call me, but you never told me that you were going to call me a bitch, and you never showed me, or you never made me listen to the song. So how am I supposed to approve a song that I haven't listened to? Oh, well. The thing is that after that, when Kim posted that conversation, that recording on Snapchat, the internet went crazy, and obviously everyone was having a blast, and a lot of memes came out. We have a couple of them so that you can entertain yourself by reading them. Listen to this one. This is great. Can we take a picture? And Taylor says, yeah, of course. They take the picture, and then Taylor, whoa, I never authorized this. And the guy says, I'm sensing a lawsuit. And this is my favorite one. So Taylor Swift murdered via Snapchat by Kim Kardashian. But at the end of the day, I feel like Taylor does have a point. Because what if someone calls you, oh, let's make a little pause. Rare photo of Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift. I mean, I do not necessarily agree with that, because I want to say that the serpent or the snake in the Kim and Taylor thing, I would say that maybe both of them are snakes. I don't see, either or. But what I was going to say is that I do agree with Taylor on this one, because if someone calls you and says, hey, listen, I'm going to do this song and it'll mention you and it'll say something about the fact that, yeah, we did the whole MTV thing where I took your award, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, sure, we're over it. We're friends now, because they were supposed to be friends. And then you hear the song and that person's calling you a bitch. Come on, Kanye, you don't do that. But as we know, Kanye enjoys all of the attention. I do feel like they should move on. That is, I feel like that's the message from this El Buzz Live. Celebrities, just come on, move on. But hey, while you do that, at least you can entertain us. Number 2 of the most entertaining celebrity feuds, we have, guess who? Khloé Kardashian, another one of the Kardashians, but this time against Khloe Grace Moretz. Let me give you some context, because this all started when, I don't know if you remember that Kim posted a nude selfie that broke the internet, and then Khloe, well, she reacted on Twitter and she said, there's a huge difference in respecting the platform that you're giving as a celebrity and slut-shaming something I have never done. Well, here's the thing, that Khloe took to Twitter to say that Kim should use her platform as a celebrity to promote a better role model, instead of trying to give kids, and especially young girls, the idea that you have to have such a voluptuous or such a perfect figure in order to get likes and retweets. And so then that sort of feud started. But after the whole Kanye West and Kim Kardashian feud, Well, Khloé, it's like she was tempted to have her word in the new scandal, and this is what she tweeted, and it started a whole new saga of this feud. She said, "Everyone in this industry needs to get their heads out of a hole and look around to realize what's actually happening in the real world." I mean, it doesn't necessarily say that it has to do something with Kim and Taylor and Kanye, but I guess that if you're involved in the whole situation, you would feel that it has something to do. Khloé goes on to say, "Stop wasting your voice on something so petulant and unimportant." Oh, she's using big words then. But obviously, Khloé, she couldn't just keep quiet, and she posted this picture where she says, "Is this the hole you're referring to, Khloé Grace Moretz?" But I must say that picture, although it's very funny, Khloé went on to explain that she was not the one on the right. She says, "Fact check. First photo is me filming my movie Neighbors 2. The second photo is some girl who was wrongfully photographed. Wrongfully photographed." I like the way that she puts it, like, "Oh, poor girl, wrongfully." That's like a very big violation. And then she posted that picture where you can see that the bottom of her bikini is blue, sort of to prove that she was not the girl with the hole in the beach. Okay, so that was our second most epic celebrity feud. I feel like, well, here's the thing. Khloé has always been very vocal about substantial issues, and I don't like her getting involved in the feuds with the Kardashians. Come on, Khloé, you can do better. You're a good role model, and let's just keep the Kardashians on their side. They know what they're doing. They're very famous and successful at what they do. You should just keep acting and do it what you do. We have come down to number one of the most epic celebrity feuds, and guess what? This one is Ruby Rose versus Katy Perry, but it involves Taylor Swift because it had to. As you know, Ruby was part of Taylor Swift's squad. Well, was she really? She was invited to Taylor's 4th of July party last year. And I guess, well, if I was invited to Taylor Swift's party, I would consider myself part of her squad right then and there. And I would defend her, although I'm also kind of a Katy Perry fan, so this is very complicated for me. But moving on. After Katy Perry dropped out her new single, Swift Swift, well, Ruby took to Twitter or to social media to defend her BFF Taylor Swift. She said, "Purposely poop to bomb appetit to a sloppy mess of writing over the top of funk agenda. Stop trying to make fetch happen." Ooh, as you remember, these are mean girls talking on the internet. Well, according to Ruby, she says, "I just think with everything going on in the world," all these celebrities saying, "with everything that's going on in the world," to go from rebranding as political activist only to ditch it and go low is a bummer. A bummer. Because she's Australian, so that's apparently how my producer says that I should pronounce that. But then one of Katy Perry's fans responded saying, "Well, your best friend did the same about empowering women and then made a song talking trash about another female out of nowhere. So, frog and coffee?" Oh, I know what that means. Remember that meme where Kermit is drinking tea saying, "None of my business"? I'm going to start using that from now on. Ha! Good, Theo. Good one. Well, now that we're talking about the whole feud between Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, Katy was recently doing carpool karaoke where James Corden asked her about the whole situation, and this is what she had to say about it.
There's Taylor beef.
Well,
there's no denying it. There's Taylor beef.
For sure, and that's true.
And when are we going to clear that beef up?
There's a situation. Honestly, it's really like she started it, and it's time for her to finish it.
She should be the one to end it. That's what Katy has to say about the whole situation. Although I feel like it would be interesting. Maybe Taylor can write a song to put this whole thing to an end. It would be a great ending to this celebrity feud. Okay, now that we're talking about endings, it is the time where we have to say goodbye, but I think that we do have a throwback. As you know, we always end our shows with a throwback, and this is what our producers, I haven't looked at this, so it'll be a surprise to you and to me. Let's see, El Buzz throwback. Oh, Wonder Woman. Who is that pretty lady dressed up as a Wonder Woman? Could that be? No, I honestly, I mean, I'm going very close to the. Is that Britney? Is that Gal? Is Thalía? Thalía dressed up as Wonder Woman o la Mujer Maravilla. Si estamos hablando de Thalía, pues tiene que ser la Mujer Maravilla en español. Bueno, como quiera que ustedes le llamen, Wonder Woman is being released this weekend, and that's why we have that throwback here. Thalía can be the young version of that pretty Wonder Woman, and then Gal, who is amazing, beautiful, sexy, as the adult version of Wonder Woman. I haven't seen it, I'm dying to, but hey, we have come to an end of this very special edition of El Buzz Live. We will see you again on Friday, so I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day. Hasta la próxima.